a couple of comments in a post saying that I should go live sometime. So I'm going live. Let's see if anybody joins in. But I'm gonna post it when I get home, which is the only time that I can post videos. I can't post videos on YouTube on the road. I don't know if it's my phone. It's just not happening. So I will post it when I get home. So my question for today is, am I expecting too much from Shedeur Sanders? I ask that because it's something I have a tendency to do. Okay. It's something that I have a tendency to do with people in my real life. If I think highly of you, I will start planning your life, what you're going to accomplish. You could do this. I have this one person in my life who I just thought was awesome. And then their life plans didn't agree with my plans for them. Their life turned out fine. But they didn't become the WNBA player that I wanted them to become. They were not even interested. I said this person could be a politician. I still believe that. I'm going to talk to her about that. See what I mean? That's what I do. So when it comes to Shedeur, I just think he can solve everything. So it irritates me when I hear them, Cleveland media, Cleveland fans, give up on the team before they even give Shedeur a shot. Because I'm like, going into the season, they were like, the team's not going to be any good. We're not going to the playoffs. I'm talking about before game 1, they were saying that. And I was like, if you put Shedeur with NFL quality players, he's going to have success. That's what I believe. Based on what I've seen. It's not an educated guess. It's based on what I've seen. Shedeur will have success with the Browns. Once I saw them play for 3 weeks, they have a defense. They have a run game with Quinshawn and Dylan Sampson. That's another thing. They had Dylan Sampson, and he was, good. I'm not going to say he's great like Quinshawn, but he was good before Quinshawn got there. But then when Quinshawn got there, like they weren't rotating them. It was always Quinshawn. And I don't know. I would like to see the offense be more creative than that. But even if they want to do Quinshawn. Oh, I got something on my glasses. I think it's a hair. Because in addition to giving plenty of times, he's going to be utilized, or that's what I would expect. They're also going to have Shedeur's accuracy, so he can get that ball down the field. And they know that. They saw it in the Panthers game, but they allowed that Rams game to totally take them off of him initially. Now the tide is turning, and you're hearing more acceptance of Shedeur from the Cleveland media and fans. Now that they've seen Dylan, they bought all into what Stefanski was saying and how he was making Shedeur look. Well, if Shedeur's not getting out there, he must be trash. They bought into that. Thanks for the like. I just got a like. Guys, I hope you'll remember to like before you head out. They were like, he must think, because they all thought Flacco was going to be the one. They all thought that. media, fans, everybody. Of course QB1 is Flacco. He's the veteran. Why? He was terrible last year. And he's just older now. And then it was like, okay, time for Dylan. And he's going to be great because he's Stefanski's guy. And he was drafted before Shedeur, so he must also be better than Shedeur. And they all thought that. It's a lot of groupthink. Sports fans are interesting. They will turn on you in one game. Now, if you're going to have multiple bad games, it's over for you. Because they will turn on you on one game. Hi, Clara. Afro Being. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. They will turn on you. So now they're turning on Dylan because he had that last week was a mediocre game. And they were pleased by that. That was good enough for them. But this week was a terrible game. And so now you got 2 games in a row. Now you're looking at the same thing they did to Shedeur with the Rams game. Totally discounted the Panthers game. So now Dylan had a mediocre game last week and then a terrible game this week. So now they're all on the terrible game. And so now they're being more accepting of Shedeur. Sorry, I was reading the comment. Now they're looking for him to come in, and I believe he will come in. You know what I've been saying, after the bye week is the perfect time for Shedeur to come in, because even if Dylan stinks up the place all 4 games and loses all 4 games, you gave him 4 games, just like you gave Flacco. I'm probably about to lose my signal now. I'm in signal losing territory right now. So now they want to see Shedeur. But they're still thinking that their season is lost. Regardless. And they're thinking that Shedeur's going to fail because he can't perform with a bad O-line. Well, if you're a Colorado fan, you know that Shedeur had no O-line last year, and he got 9 wins. Not only did he not have an O-line, let me tell you, Colorado had no defense, no run game at all. None. 0. Much as I love them, the Colorado Buffaloes, I don't know who the tight ends and the running backs were, because it was all Shedeur and the wide receivers. And all an elite group. They are elite. Coach Prime hit the jackpot with that group that he had for the past 2 years in Shedeur, Travis Hunter, LeJontay Wester, and Jimmy Horn Jr. Elite. And balling out in the NFL. All of them except Shedeur. Because as a quarterback, you got to act a certain way, and he doesn't, and so they don't want him. But those wide receivers, yesterday, LeJontay got a 52-yard punt return. Jimmy Horn Jr. is just balling out. In the past 2 games, now that the Panthers had finally moved him up to first string. And then, of course, we see Travis finally catching his stride and balling out. And another thing that may be turning things for people is the fact that Cam Ward is turning out to maybe not be him. You can blame it on the team, but bad teams have been turned around by great quarterbacks, like Jaden Daniels, turned around a bad team. Jackson Dart in the process right now of turning around a bad team. That's what I expect for Shedeur. So I just wonder, I don't know if I can do a poll. I have to learn how to use YouTube totally. I don't know how. I would like to know, am I expecting too much from Shedeur? Yeah. Am I expecting too much from him? Because I expect him to get out there and ball with no O-line. He had no O-line in Colorado. And he still balled. So, let's see. I hope that they do give Stefanski's job is on the line. Like, so many things are happening in the media right now. Everybody wants Stefanski's head. Everybody. It's all over. It's the fans, it's the media, it's everybody. Is at the point where they think, okay, it's time to get rid of Kevin Stefanski. Well, another thing I've been seeing in mainstream national media, Bleacher Report, Sports Illustrated, fans been begging for Shedeur to get traded. I didn't want him to get traded because I think the Browns have a good team, a team that's perfect for Shedeur. But everybody's been talking about him getting traded, and nobody really takes that seriously. Well, now Sports Illustrated they're talking about it, even though they wrote the article in opposition to another media member who said Shedeur needs to go to. So now we got two stories in mainstream media that says, one says Shedeur needs to go to the Saints, and another one said he needs to go to Miami. These are in mainstream media. This is the first time that's happened. They want him in a place where he can play, because it's looking like Kevin Stefanski doesn't want him to play. You see what happened yesterday. He didn't get any garbage time reps, despite the fact that they knew that they couldn't win that game within the last 5 minutes. When Joe Flacco was the starter, Dylan Gabriel got to go in and get those reps. No, you're not going in to get to win the game, but you need those reps. You need them. And Shedeur hasn't gotten any reps with first and second team. He used to get second team reps sometimes in the preseason, prior to that, in the off season. But since then, he doesn't even get second team reps. So he really needs that garbage time. But you see, Stefanski didn't give it to him, and he said never considered it. Somebody else said the reason why is because to work with him. Yeah, right. That's the problem, Afro Bean. That's the problem. That Stefanski is making it hard on himself and Shedeur for them to work together. Like, how are you supposed to work with somebody that doesn't want to work with you? But hey, he did fine in that Panthers game because Shedeur makes plays, as Myles Garrett said. But we already knew. We've seen Shedeur make plays. And we've seen, well, if you're a Colorado fan, we've seen how they struggled up until this week because Caden Salter maybe was afraid to make plays, afraid to play with the autonomy that Shedeur had. No, Coach Prime wants you to do that, bro. If you see an opportunity out on that field that's different than the play that was called, take it. That's what they want from you. In the pros, they don't want that as much. They'd rather lose than have you change their play. But people seem to believe, I don't know how true it is, that Shedeur deviated from Stefanski's play calling in the Panthers game. We know that he got it down the field several times successfully. Unlike everybody else all this season, Flacco and Dylan, they can't do it. Shedeur showed that he can do it. So now, hopefully, I don't know about the other fans. I still have Shedeur's game on my DVR, and I watch it from time to time, just because I'm having withdrawal from not seeing Shedeur play. So I'll be like, let me throw on the Panthers game and watch that. I got big expectations for him. I expect him to get out there and turn things around for Cleveland. Am I crazy? I don't know. But that's what I believe will happen. And I think it'll, the fan base, the Shedeur fan base and the Browns fan base, they're kind of at war because of the Browns fan base believing whatever Stefanski says, even though he doesn't even say anything. They believe everything he says, or they believe the things that he shows, which is until he was forced at gunpoint. Shedeur wasn't even worthy of being more than an emergency quarterback. And they judged him based on that. Hey Andrew, how you doing? Were you one of the ones that told me to go live sometime? That's the only reason I'm doing it. I didn't really have a topic to talk about, which is why I said, well, let me see what other people think about my expectations for Shedeur and if they are unrealistic. Because I expect him to come in and immediately turn things around even better than Jackson Dart. I think between him and Quinshawn and Dylan Sampson and Harold Fanning Jr. and the Joko, if they don't trade him, I think they have an offense that can work despite their shortcomings on the O-line. Doggone right. Every time somebody say that, I have to say, they told me bust out my AP, perfect timing. So that's my topic for the day. I hope that folks will see this after I get home and upload it and tell me, are my expectations unrealistic for Shedeur to come out there? First game. Another prediction. This will be a prediction. And I predict in his first game, they will have over 20 points. You know they haven't been able to accomplish that since the first week in December of last year. I'm expecting him to do that. Just like he did in the Panthers game. And people also like to write that off talking about it's the Panthers. Well, the Panthers are 3-3. So, not the worst in the league, okay? I heard that, Clara. I heard that. So, we'll see what happens. We have to always just keep seeing what happens. And week to week, you never know what it's going to be like. Like I said, now that Kevin Stefanski, people are calling for his head, and he's losing the media that he has been using all season to disparage Shedeur, they turning on him now. So now I wonder, what is he thinking now? Because he knows that Shedeur's him. He knows. And he doesn't care. He knew that Dylan wasn't him. And he didn't care. He put him out there first. Because that's the guy he picked. Alright, you put the guy out there that you picked. After the bye, it's time to move on. I want to see. I want to see what happens. I want to see if Dylan even makes it to the bye. Now that people are calling for Kevin's head. So that's that. I don't want to go on too long. But hopefully, if people see this later. Oh, and please, everybody, if you will remember to like this, if you like it or dislike it, either one, please do that for me. And if you're not a subscriber, hook your girl up, press that subscribe button. And I appreciate all you guys, and thanks for watching my live. And I will continue to keep my ear to the street, and if anything big happens, I'll let you know, even though I'll be on vacation. I'm going on vacation tomorrow. But if something big happens while I'm on vacation, I will hop on and post about it. So y'all have a good rest of your day, and thanks for watching. And don't forget, please like, comment, and subscribe. Mwah.